Yeah. Okay, so hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to Data Structures and Algorithms Learning Series presented by Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador and CodeChef-Presidency University. And today's topic's name is Operations on Arrays. Okay, array is a very basic data structure, and we are going to cover that in detail. We're going from the basics to the advanced. Okay, we'll be solving various questions. We'll be covering concepts and a lot more. And I am your speaker. I'm your first speaker. My name is Yohed Aman. I'm a Beta Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador and the CodeChef-Presidency University's competitive programming lead. Okay. So yeah, and before I begin, if any of you have any kind of doubt, okay, if any of you face any kind of doubt and anything like you believe that I made a mistake somewhere or you're not understanding something, okay, just type it in the chat box. Don't, just don't unmute and speak because sometimes it will cut our flow. Okay. So yeah, let's get started. So the thing is, we are going to be using Java. Okay, the tools and technologies that we are going to be using is first one is the language is Java. Now, most of you would have studied C, C++, or Python, but no worries. Okay, Java is very much similar to C and all. And as I said before, we will be covering everything from basics. So yeah, so first of all, let's download Java. So see, right now you don't need to download Java. You can actually, I'll show you how to download Java. You can download it later on. Okay, just type in Google, download Java. And yeah, one more thing. If I'm not audible in between or my voice is breaking or my screen or something is frozen, do tell it that time unmute your mic and do tell. Okay, right now I'm visible and my picture and screen is completely clear, right? You all can see this, right?
Yes, sir.
Like, yeah, okay. So see, first of all, what I want you all right now is you all should download download Java JDK. Okay, you don't need to download this right now. Download this for our future sessions. Okay, so after this, go over here and download Java from here because we are using Java framework, no, the Java programming language. Now look at your any of these things. Okay, see, right now I'm using Linux, so that's why I'm getting this. If you are on Windows, you'll get this. Download from any of these, or if you're on Mac, download from any of these. And other than this, other than Java, what you need is the other thing that you need is a code editor. Okay. And the best code editor that I can suggest you all is VS Code Editor. Okay, Visual Studio Code Editor. It's from Microsoft and it is the best code editor. There are lots of things that you can do with Visual Studio Code. You can, rather than only using it for Java, you can use it for C, C++, Python, or any other language. You're creating web app or anything, you can use this. Okay. So download over here, VS Code. So yeah, I'll I want you all to keep this thing ready. Okay, for our next sessions, not for now, because right now you don't have the time. Okay.
Sir, is this one Visual Studio Code is necessary, or we can work with
No,
the
no, look, see,
online Java doodle?
yeah, that's what I am telling you. See, right now, you don't need to download all both of those things right now. You can keep it, okay? You can keep it for the future, for our future sessions, because you must run these things locally, okay? But for right now, this session, you can use the online code editor. This one is online GDB, okay? Online GDB, just type over online GDB, you will get this. GDB online debugger. Okay, it's taking some kind of time. Yeah. So you'll get this. Control plus. Let me zoom in. Okay. And from here, select Java. Okay. For now, this is what you should do. Okay. For this session, you can use this online code editor, or else there are various code editors. In my system, I have these three code editors. One is Atom from from GitHub, that is Atom, Visual Studio Code, and IntelliJ IDEA from this thing, JetBrains. Okay, so I will be using Visual Studio Code. Okay, because it is one of the best code editors according to me. So yeah, now let's get started. For online people, for those who don't have any of those things, you can use this online GDB. So see, every time, every time I learn something, every time, whenever we learn any new data structure or anything, what I like to do is I like to create a new folder. Okay. So over here, I am creating a new folder. I'll call it what? Data structures. Okay, I'll call it data structures. See, data structures is created. Now I'll go inside this, and one of the cool things is you can open Visual Studio Code from your terminals. Okay, so this terminal, see, I know that most of you will be having this thing, what do you call? You are all using Windows, right? So you will be having that command line, CMD. Okay, over here you'll get a URL type of thing at the very top. From there you can press over there and you can click on, you can type CMD and press enter. You'll get a similar kind of thing, okay, in black and white. So or if you don't have Visual Studio Code, as I said before, use online editor. Okay, so let me open my Visual Studio Code over here. The shortcut for opening Visual Studio Code in any folder is code space dot, then press enter. Okay, it is taking some little bit time because I'm doing so many things are running in the left. Yeah, see, now my Visual Studio Code will open. Yeah, now see, I created that folder, right? Data structures. So basically right now my code editor has opened that folder. Yeah. So yeah, let's really get started. Let me create a file in this. So I'll call my file basics.java. JVA. Basics.java. Okay. And then I'll press enter. It is kind of getting ready. Okay. Oh, look over here. The below this thing is revolving. Yeah. Now see, in this file, what I will do is, as I showed you all, in this online creator, you can see in this online, okay, someone has, okay, so in this online creator, you all can see this thing, right? 1 minute, I'll disable the mic itself for all of you. So if any of you have any doubt, put it in the chat box. Okay, put it in the chat box. Prakhar is there. He will answer you all. Okay. Yes. So yeah, I'm still visible and audible, right? So,
Yeah, bro, you are visible.
okay, my screen is also seen, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
am getting.
absolutely.
So yeah, see, see, right now you all can see this thing in the online coordinator, right? So the same thing, I will do it in my this thing, okay, in my offline, in my own machine, okay. So let me type this public class. In Visual Studio Code, you have this really cool function that you all are getting something called as snippets, okay. You don't need to write in every time. You are getting it like you don't need to write things every time. You are getting it as how should I put it? Like predefined. As soon as you click that, this has come, and you can see over here. This is the file name. Okay, my file name is basics.java, and the same thing is done over here. Now over here, main. I'll tell you, you don't need to understand what this basics and what this main is right now. Okay, what this thing is, you don't need to understand it right now. Basically, when we'll be covering packages or object-oriented programming, that time you will know all this in detail. Okay, right now you don't need to understand this. For now, just remember that whenever you are creating a Java file, these things should be there. Okay. Now, now you all can see over here, right? This line. So basically what this line is doing is, this is used for printing things in Java, okay? This is used for printing things. So basically if you run this right now, okay, it is compiling it and then it will print this hello world. You're seeing this, right? Similarly, whenever we have to print something, we do this. So there's a shortcut for this thing in VS Code. For instead of typing the whole line, you can just type SOP and then press enter. You'll get this. And in between double quotes, type hello. Okay. That is used for printing. And then whenever we have to compile, just do run Java. Okay, I'm showing it to you all in the very beginning itself. Yeah, see, hello came. I'm showing you the very basics in the beginning itself. Now see, you also how to print something. Let me show you all how to take in an input and then print it. Okay. So there is something, see, whenever we have to enter something to the program or to any Java application or to any program, okay, be it C program, C++ program, or any language program, it's not like we can directly tell the program that, yes, we are entering this and this is what it is meaning. We can't tell it, right? Basically, Java or any programming language, it has its own set of rules and its own set of languages. Okay, it has its own set of data structures. Those are called as data structures, which the compiler understands. What is a compiler? Compiler is something which is used to convert your this thing, what do you call, human readable code to machine level code, and then yeah, that's it, I guess. An easier way. Okay, so see, right now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to input something. Okay, input something to the Java program. The input for doing any input in Java, you have to just type in these lines. Okay, look over here. Scanner, press enter. Scanner space SC is equal to new scanner in between system dot in. I'll tell you what this is. Okay. See, whenever you have to input anything for a Java application, what you need is this single line. Okay. And along with this, you will need this line at the very top. Import java.util.scanner. And again, I'll tell you what this import and all this thing means when we will be covering object-oriented programming. Okay, that time you'll know what that is. So remember, for inputting something for a Java application, what you need is only this line and this line. Okay, so those are the only two things which you need. Now, what I want is I want to input a number for my Java program. Okay, so Java or any other primitive programming language like C, C++, it has something known as a data type. Okay, so what is a data type? I'll show you with example. See, for example, int a is equal to 10. Okay, int b is equal to 20. Int c is equal to 30. Okay, so basically what this is doing is this this one line itself. Okay, take this one line for an example. This one line, what this is doing is it is creating a variable. Okay, this a is a variable. It is creating a variable which takes an integer value of 10. Okay, integer, the int is a short for integer. Okay, small int is short for integer. Okay, so basically what this line is telling you is that you have created a variable called a. You all might have studied variables in math, right? There is x, there is y. You all sometimes use what? X, y, z together itself in algebra, right? So basically what we are doing is we have created a variable a which takes the integer value of 10. Similarly, we have created a variable v which takes an integer value of 20. Variable c which takes an integer value of 30. Okay, so see, right now what we are doing is we are putting it in the code, right? We are putting these 10, 20, and 30 values directly in the code. We are not inputting it. Okay, we are not inputting it. Now let me show you how to input things into the array. Not into the array, into this variable. How to input things into this variable a. So see, we had created this SC over here. Okay, this SC. So we are going to use that SC. Int a is equal to SC dot next int. So see, what this is doing is this thing, this small piece of code, what it's doing is it is waiting for us to give an integer input. Okay. So when we give 10, 20, 30, whatever we give, that will be set for this a variable. Okay. So if we give 500, it will be set for this a variable. If we give 700, it will be set for a. Now let me show it to you. I'm removing this hello and putting a over here. Okay. So what this is basically means is, let me run this, run Java. Okay. Over here, it is waiting for an input. Now let me put over here 510. Then I'll press enter. See, this is the input that we gave, and this is the output that we got. Okay. The first one is the input of 510. The second one is the output of 510. As I said before, this single line is used for doing an output. Okay. So similarly, as I told you all, int stands for an integer. Okay. Now, other than integer, there are a lot more data types. For example, yeah, 1 minute, it is taking time. See, over here, I hope you all can see my mouse pointer. Okay. I showed you all for the int data type. Int data type can take these kinds of values. Okay. Example literals for int type. Look at the example literals. There is -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. So for int, you can have these types. Now, other than int, you can also create something known as char. Okay, something called char, short, byte. All these towards the left side, right? All these values. For example, if you have to create char, okay, then instead of int, put char over here. char. Okay. Now see, we have put char over here, but what we are doing over here is taking an integer input. That is wrong, right? But char means char should take a character input. Char stands for short of character. Okay, so for char, you have to take an input like this. Wait, what was char? I guess it was next itself. I guess it was next itself. I forgot for char. It's okay. It's okay. Let's leave char. I'll put for string. string. Okay. So string. String means what? String is a bigger character. See, string is not over here, but string is also a type of data type. So basically, string is a combination of characters. Okay, so it will be like a full name, someone's full name. Okay, so right now the string a is equal to st dot next line. So basically, what this is doing is it is taking an input of string. Okay, so run Java. Now over here, give any string. For example, I'll give my own name, AMAN, and then press enter. See, the top one, this is the input that we gave, and this is the output that we got. Okay, this is the input, this is the output. So I hope till now this is clear that this is how you create a variable, a type of variable. Okay, so rather than string, you can create long, you can create float, you can create double, int. Okay, char is there. There's a small problem. I guess char there is a bigger function. You don't need to look at char for now. You can give boolean also. Okay. Similarly, let's give boolean here. Boolean. Again, next line is here. Next, boolean. Okay. Boolean means what? Boolean can have only two values, true or false. See, look over here, only true or false. So see, I'm giving something like true, true, press enter, you are getting true. Now see, you may get confused on what is the difference between Boolean and string, because same thing, whatever we inputted, the same thing we got output. No, let's run it again, but instead of true, I'll give my name as an input again, Aman. See, for Aman, since Aman is a string, you are getting some other kind of output. This is an error, exception dot something something. Boolean can have only two outputs, that is either true or false. Okay. Now I guess I have covered enough about data types. I will share this picture in the chat box. You all can see what this is, or is it shared already? So, okay, if any of you have any doubt till now, raise your hand. Prakhar will unmute you, and you all can also, continue. You all can ask me directly. Okay. Now what happened? Okay, so yeah, I spoke enough about this thing. So for now, I hope you all understood that for taking an input, you need this single line, and along with this line, you need this line. Okay, and for doing an output, you need this line, that system.out.println. Okay. Now let's move on to what is actually array. Now see, as I showed all of you before, I need this scanner. I'll remove this. As I showed all of you before, that if you are taking an individual input, okay, rather than individual input, wait a minute, let me show you all int. You're declaring an individual variable, okay, int a is equal to 10, as I showed you all that time, int b is equal to 20, int c is equal to 30, int d is equal to 564, anything. Okay, now if we need if we need to declare multiple things like this, don't you think this is taking too much time? This this so basically what happens is we don't actually need to continuously create variables like this. Okay, we don't need to do such things. Whereas what we can do is we can create something shorter, something known as an array. Okay, so I'll keep this for now and I'll show you. So see, array, basically the definition of array means array is a collection of similar data objects. Okay. So like for example, it can be a collection of int objects, it can be a collection of long objects, collection of char, short, or any of those objects. Okay. So I'll show you how you all can create array. Int, give the array name. So I'll call my array as res, res. Okay. Res is equal to new int square brackets, and in between these square brackets you can put the limit of the array. Okay, I tell you, see, you all may be getting confused, like what I did over here right now, the whatever I said in the previous 5 to 6 lines, some of you may get confused, but don't worry, I'll explain. So see, int res is equal to, over here, new int, in between these square brackets give the limit of the array. Okay, so right now I'll give 5 elements. So basically, see, what we are doing is we are creating a 5 element bunch. Okay, we are creating a bunch of 5 elements which are present back to back, like uh, like this image. See, look at this. Any of these rectangles you look. Okay, for example, look at this values rectangle. So see, right now you all can see over here array length is 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what we did over here is 5. Similarly, over here it is 9, over here it is 5. So what we have done is we have created similar boxes. We have created 5 boxes present back to back. Okay. And now I'll tell you what this is doing. Okay, basically, for see all these lines, these 4 lines, what happened is I was okay, in simpler terms, what happened is, see, I was creating an element, I was creating a series of elements, I was inputting a series of elements continuously. Okay, and I was continuously writing this piece of code continuously. Like, see over here, int a is equal to 10, now int b is equal to 20. These are similar, right? Instead of b, if I type something else also, see, for example, this line is almost similar to this line. This is almost similar to this line. Hope you all can understand the underlying meaning, like what I'm trying to tell you all. That basically these lines, the syntax. Okay, syntax means how they all look. They all are similar, right? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to remove these redundancies. Redundancy means the similar thing. Okay, so the shortest way to do that is by creating an array. The simplest way to do that is by creating an array. So see, now I've created a 5 element array. So basically what I've done is I've created 5 boxes back to back, and now I'm going to store something in these 5 boxes. Okay, so now in my first box, I'll tell you what I'm doing again. Res0 is equal to, again, give some value, 200. Res1 is equal to 300. res2 is equal to 400, res3 is equal to 500, res4 is equal to 684. See, this is how an elements in an array are stored. Okay, so basically what happened over here is we created 5 boxes in the first box. Like over here in the first box, we have inputted, we have given the value as 200. We have stored 200. In the second box, we have stored 300, fourth box, third box 400, and like that. Okay, continuously. Now you all will tell me, now Aman, you have done like this. Now what was the difference? Okay, you told we are doing something to reduce the code, but this is again similar to this only. No, again redundancy or similar thing is done. So see, basically what happens is whenever we are creating or using array, we don't actually do this. Okay, I just showed you all how elements in the array are actually stored beside each other. Okay, so we don't actually do this, but this is also correct, but we don't do this. How we give inputs to an array is something like this. We use something called as a for loop. Okay, so see, int I equal to 0. Over here we are giving the limit. Limit over here is 5. Res I is equal to sc dot next int. Okay, so see, basically what this entire five lines is shortened to this. Okay, so basically what this is doing is, see, this for loop is this for loop. Okay, this loop is something which is uh, okay. See, wait. First of all, I'll tell you what loop is. Loop is a different kind of concept itself. Okay, so see, over here, int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. What this line of code is doing is, it is looping. Okay, it is creating something. This piece of code, it will create an output like this. Wait, I'll show you what it's doing. So pi. See, we are creating a variable I over here, which we have at the very beginning, we have initialized to 0. Okay, so loop has 3 things. It has something known as this part is known as initial condition. This part is known as test condition. And this part is known as the updating condition. Okay, so basically what it is doing is it starts from 0. The loop is starting something from 0 and it will continue. Okay, it will continue increasing this value 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Okay, and it will stop at 4 because see, we have to give till I less than 5. What is less than 5? Only 4 is less than 5. Okay, I'll show you the output for this. Let me comment this out also. See, it did this output. So as I said before, what it is doing is loop is doing is it creates something. Okay, which starts from this given variable and continues till this condition is true. Okay, I plus plus means you are increasing the value. Okay, 0 to 4. It started from 0 and it is ending at 4, which is less than 5. Okay, so yeah. Now let's actually move on to how we can take input in the array. Now, see over here we did this right. Now, rather than doing this, what we can do is let's give input to the array. So see, this piece of code does the exact same work as this piece of code. Okay, this we are giving an input and this is same as this. Now I will show you how to print first. See, 1 minute. So this was for input. I'll show you how to print the output. See, for now, just look at these 2 pieces of code. Okay, you don't need to think too much. If you have gotten confused by now, some of you might have got confused. Okay, don't worry. Just understand that this piece of code is used for taking inputs in array. Okay, and this piece of code is used for printing out the array elements. I'll show it to you. Uh, Run Java. See, there are 5 elements, okay? So we have to give 5 inputs. 560 space 140 space 300 space 210 space 985. We have given 5 inputs. Press enter. See, it's printing 5 things, okay, back to back. So this was for printing, this was for taking the input, and this was for printing. Okay, so that is what is the basics of array. And array element, see, over here it is 5, right? So see, look over here in this picture, this limit is 9. Okay, this array limit is 9. So basically, look at the index. Index starts from 0 and it ends at 8. So similarly, for us, in this example, look at what we had done. Created at 0 and we are ending it at 4. Okay, lower limit is 0, upper limit is 4. Lower bound is 0 over here, upper bound is 8, because that time it was 9. For us, it is 5. So we have taken it from 0 and we have continued it on till 4. Okay, I hope till now you have understood. If you have not understood, raise your hand. I will try to clarify as much as possible. Prakhar will unmute you. Okay. Okay. No one is raising their hand. Okay. So let's act. Okay, Gaurav. Allow mic. Yeah, I have given you mic access, Gaurav. Okay, Shri, if any of you have any doubt, ask me now. I have given you mic access. None of you are asking me, yeah.
Sir, can you explain second thing once again, sir? At the
Which one? This one?
yeah, sir.
Okay, see, what happened is this line of code, it took the input, right? This line of code took the input for the array. Now, see, we gave the input over here. So this thing is actually being done by this piece of code. Okay, this thing and this thing, they are practically similar. Okay, we are giving the input which is being taken by this. And look at this thing. Okay, this piece of code is for this. We are giving the output that is being handled by this piece of code. Okay. So this is the beauty of array. This is the beauty of array, that with 3 lines you could print out those many numbers. But if you would have done this, you couldn't print out all those 5 numbers, these 4 numbers with this thing, because this thing is not an array. Okay. Hope I'm clear now. So for now, just understand that this is how you print out array elements and this is how you input array elements. Okay. So
Thank
yeah,
you, sir.
yeah. So Sanjana, okay, I gave her mic access.
I don't find chat box anywhere. So even if the attendance link is shared, I will not know. That's what I wanted to.
Okay, don't worry. That and all I will share separately. Okay, that and all I'll be sharing separately also. I'll show it on screen also if possible. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So let's move on. Okay, I'm moving on to okay, what is all. Let's actually solve a simple question. Okay, I've taken so much time. It's already 40. Let's solve a problem. Okay, I'm calling my new. I'm creating a new file called problem.java. Okay, I'll be solving an easy problem. Let me create same thing I'm doing. Over same thing as I showed all of you previously. Same thing. We have to take in inputs also. So I'll be creating for for inputs same thing. Same thing I'm copying from over here. Control C. Control V. This line also. Control C. Control V. Okay. So now I'll solve a problem called as span of an array. Okay. So see, basically in this over here, in this thing, what we did was we took in array elements and we outputted the same array elements. Now what we are going to do is we are going to solve a problem which will print the span of an array. Span of an array means the difference between the maximum element in the array and the minimum element in the array. So maximum element in this array was what, 985? Minimum element is what, 140. So what we are going to do is we are going to print the difference between those elements. Okay. So yeah, let's move over here. Same thing. Let me keep these two codes side by side. I'm deleting these comments. Okay. So as I said before, how do you create an array? We create an array by this line. Okay. So yeah, create the array int. Now I'll give the array name as something else. I'll call it ARR. Okay. Which is equal to new int. Again, in between square brackets, give the limit. What limit will I give? Previously, I gave 5. This time, let's give it 6. Okay. Let's give it 6. So basically, what this means is there are 6 elements in the array. Now, how do you take inputs in the array? By using this piece of code, you take inputs in the array, right? Same thing we are going to do over here. So over here, what did we do? Right? Here ARR I is equal to p dot next int. So basically, I hope you all understood that this is for inputting the array, and this is also the same thing we are doing. Now over here we had given 5. Over here we have given 6. 6 means what? There are 6 elements, so we have given 6. Okay, now let's actually print the array elements. And first I'll show you by printing. Control C, Control V. Over here instead of res, what I'm giving, my array name was what? ARR. Okay, and over here we had 6. So let me run this piece of code. So basically this piece of code and this piece of code are same. Over here we have 5 elements, but over here we have 6 elements. Okay, let me run this first. Let's give 6 elements: 5, 8, 4, 3, 2, 8, 9. So this is what? 6 elements. Same 6 elements have been printed out. Now, as I said before, we are going to find the difference between the maximum element and the minimum element. Okay, so for that, I'll write 2 lines of code. Int max is equal to integer dot min value. Int min is equal to integer dot max value. Okay, so see what basically this means is int max is equal to integer dot min value. This basically means is I'm creating a integer max variable which has this value. So see, I showed over here, right? You look over here to the very right, range of values. So int has the range of values from -2 something to +2.2, 147, something. Okay. So basically what we are doing is, so max value, so max integer dot min value. So max we are setting to this -2 something, and min we are setting to this +2 something. Okay. I'll debug this code, that thing you all will understand. So now what we will do is we will compare each array element with this max value, with this max variable. So ARR I, if a given element present in an array is greater than max value, okay, then max is equal to ARR I. So see, basically what this means is, you see, integer dot min value. So integer dot min value means what? -2, 147, something, which is a very, very, very small number. So what we are doing is, from our array, we are checking if there is a number which is greater than this min value, and then we are setting this max to that number. Similarly, what we are going to do is we are going to find the min value. We are going to find the minimum element from that. Okay, so basically what this means is, what this piece of code does is, for example, imagine if we are giving, for the array, we are giving elements like 800, 410, 300, 2023, space 100, 658, 650, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 6 elements. So basically, see, integer, min value. What was dot min value? 1 minute. I'll directly copy over here. So we'll see. So see, what happens is we have set max variable as this thing. Okay, and we have set min variable as this thing. So you can see that this is a very small number, this is a very big number. Okay, and what we are doing is, and for the array, we have given these inputs. Okay, so basically what this piece of code does is, it compares, okay, it compares this minus 2147483647 first with 800. Okay, now it checks which is bigger. 800 is bigger, so that time what it does is, it removes this from over here and it puts 800. Okay, then again it checks 800 with 410, which is bigger, 410 or 800? 800 is bigger, so it stays 800. Again, it checks with 300. Okay, which is bigger? So it stays 300. Instead of 100, let's give over here 900. Okay, now after 800, it checks for 203, which is bigger. Again, 800, no change. 800 with 900, which is bigger? 900. So it removes this 800 from here and puts 900. Okay, puts this 900. And then finally, again, it checks at 650. There is no change because 900 is bigger. Okay, that is only for this piece of code. Similarly, for this piece of code, it checks. Okay, it checks with this 21474834647. It compares this big number with 800, which is smaller. 800 is smaller, so this min becomes 800. Now again, it compares min with 410, which is smaller. 410 is smaller. Okay, so what it does is, it makes it 410. Now again it checks 410 with 300, which is smaller. 310, right? Sorry, 300, right? So it becomes 300. Similarly, 300 with 203, which is smaller. 203. So it becomes 203. Now it checks with 900. 900 is bigger. So there is no change in 203. Similarly, 203 with 650. There is no change because 650 is bigger. Okay, so hope you all understood till here. Okay, now what we are going to do is, as I said before, we are finding the span of the array. So yeah.
Sir, I have the doubt with that. I have the doubt with int max is equals to integer dot min value. We are writing left side max and right side min. Why, sir? Why not
Yeah,
max is equals to
see,
max?
okay, that is good idea. This is good thing, but see, right now this is very low level. I can't explain it to you under high level. Instead of max, you could have given something else also. Okay, like instead of max, you could have given over here okay, instead of min, you could have given over here hello. It is up to you. Okay, you can give anything. But the reason why I gave max over here is, at the very beginning, we have given this min value, right? Min value was what? It was this minus, it was this minus 214 something, right, over here.
Yes.
At the very beginning, it was that. But after the full execution of the code, what are we trying to find? We are trying to find the maximum element over there, right?
Yes, sir.
We are trying to find the maximum element from this array, right? So that is why, see,
Yes,
we are
sir.
comparing. So we have given a very, very, very minimum value to it, and we are comparing it with all the other maximum values. from the array. So if that at the very beginning moment, it was some minus, as I said before, minus 214 something something. So we compared it with 800, right? At that moment, what became max? What was bigger value? 800, right? So we
Yes,
are not
yes, sir.
trying to.
I got it. I got it. Yes, sir. I have the doubt only with the why we have written min and max and
Okay.
opposite to that vice versa.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
Yeah, at the very beginning,
we can write anything left side that is
it
in
is
the
up.
place of max and min.
Yeah, I said no, it is a variable. Okay, you all might have studied in
Yeah.
maths. No, instead of max, you could have given temp, you could have given
Yeah.
hello, anything you can give. As I
Yeah.
said
Yes.
before, the same thing I said no for array. I have given over here ARR, I've given over here RES. It is up to you. Okay, you can give any name. So now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got
I
it.
said before, yeah, as I said before, in this problem, what we are trying to do is we are trying to find the difference between the maximum element in the array, which is over here 900, and the minimum
Yes,
element,
sir.
which is 203.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So yeah, so yeah, over here, finally print max minus min. Save it. I'll close this left side piece because left side code because I hope you all would have understood by now. And I'll remove this. I'll remove this. I hope you all know what this double slashes mean. That double slash means comment. That is a piece of code which is not executed, okay, by the compiler, by Java. So I'll run this code now. Give the inputs. I'll give the same inputs which I have shown over here. 800, 800, space 410, space 300, space 203, space 900, space 650. 6 inputs. Yeah. Now press enter. 697. What was the maximum element? 900 was the maximum element. Minimum element was 203. So their difference is 697. Calculator. Instead of calculator, directly we can do 900 minus 203. 697. Same thing we got. That is what is we are trying to do over here. Okay. I hope you all would have understood till now. This was only from this very, very easy basic level problem which I solved right now. How you find the max element, how you find the min element of an array. Okay. Now, if they ask you only to find the max element, remove this piece of only to find the max element, remove this piece of code, remove this piece of code, remove this min, you'll find the only max element. Okay. I hope you all understood till now. So yes, with that, my this thing is over. So if any of you have any more doubts, put it in the chat box, please. And yeah, and my first year students from MLSA PU, I'll be sharing the. Let me show this thing first. 1 minute. The attendance link. This is only for the students of the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Presidency University first year group. Very big name. So yeah, let me share the attendance form in the chat box first. Those of you who can access the chat box where it's well and good. And those of you who can't access the chat box, you can see over here itself. Look at this line, okay? Take a picture of this, you or else use Google Lens, okay? Or just as how you all use Edit, Google Lens and all, or questions and all, okay? So this is the link, yeah? So yeah, okay, my
Oh,
time is over.
sir, that link is for what, sir?
That link is only for the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors Presidency University first year group. Okay, those students who are not in that group, don't fill that form. Okay, it's an attendance form. Okay, that is not for everybody, as I said before. So yeah, now I'll stop sharing and hope you all understood till now. Hopefully my explanation was clear for people. So
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
It was yes, crystal clear.
Okay, thank you. And there's the other Shrikant, are you there?
Yeah,
Shrikant?
yeah, I'm here.
Sorry for taking your time. You can continue, I hope.
Yeah, yeah, I'll continue.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is on screen visible? Hello.
It's visible.
Yeah. Firstly, I appreciate everyone for staying for like 1 hour actually, because like most of them they lose their patience and just that is one. Firstly, my name is Srikanth. I'm actually doing my BTech in computer science and doing my final year now. So today I'm going to like help you out in understanding this programming, this program named trapping rainwater. Okay. Firstly, like we'll just like whoever is like interested in just solving this, you can directly use what is it? Just use Google search to find this question. 42 trapping rainwater using lead code. Okay. The question given here is like there is a list of array elements given, which is actually positive elements only. Okay. And this entire question is depending on like your imagination and your critical thinking abilities. Okay. And you can actually improve your skills just by solving questions like this. Okay, we'll just take this array, which is 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 4, 0. Okay. Yeah, as you can see in this diagram, we just like what to say used every element and what to say implemented in a 2D format. Okay, where for example in this second element 3, okay, you can see 3 blocks because actually like what's the number 3 denotes 3 blocks. Similarly for 2 you're using 2, and for 4 the same. And speaking about the question here, we actually have to find the what to say the amount of water trapped when the rain is like falling from the top. Okay, like for example, if this is a building, okay, assume that this is a building and this is also a building, okay, of size 2 and 4. Now if rain is falling from the top, the rain will just accumulate this part and this part, and yeah, it will become equal here, and then again it will fill here. So it will not it'll if it is full, then it will just overflow. Now the question given to us is like we just have to find the total amount of water is trapped inside this block, not outside. Okay, that is the end goal of this question. Now firstly, how to solve this? Firstly, like you will just start what to say iterating all the elements in the array and find the maximum, because see, if assume that this is the center. Okay, so second element, like the number 2 is center. Okay, we actually wanted to find the minimum and the maximum size of a building which is next to the given what to say empty space, so that we can actually find how much water is trapped. Okay, so what you're going to do is firstly we'll just create an array. Okay, just name it as left, just because for your understanding. Okay, just some yeah. Now we'll just traverse from point 0 to last element and find the maximum element. Okay, like just by iterating. Firstly, it all starts with 0. Okay, then firstly it will just move this here. Yeah, firstly it will start from 0, and for next term it will just check if the maximum is great, like 0 is great, like 3 is greater than 0. So according to the condition, which is like 0 is like 3 is greater than 0, so this will become like what I said, the next element which will be stored in this left array. Okay, which we created. Next, later on for the third element, again it is 0, so we'll just find the max between 3 and 0, so that this will become 3 again. And for the third term again, we'll just compare 3 and 2, so it will again become 3. And for the fourth, we'll just compare 0 with 3, because 3 is maximum, right? So we actually have to compare this maximum term with the element present in the array. Only then we'll get the maximum element. If not, we'll just make everything wrong. Now we'll compare this 3 max element with the element present in the array, which is 4. So 4 is greater than 3. So we'll just take this 4 as element in the left array. And again, finally, we have this element called 0, where the maximum again will be 4. Similarly, we'll do this for right, but this time we'll start from the end. Because if for example, if we'll find the maximum from this side, 3, okay, 3 will be maximum,
Sir?
but we'll yeah.
So sir, at the last step, how we got 4, sir? We are comparing with 4,
4, yeah,
3 and 4. We got 4. So
yeah.
again 3 and 0, no, sir. After 4,
No, we
we
are
have
not
to
comparing
compare.
3, because the maximum will become 4, right? When you compare 3 and 4, the maximum will become 4. So
Yes, sir.
again, for the next term, we'll compare
Okay,
0, comma 4. So default
okay.
4 will become maximum.
Yes, sir. Once the greater number found, from there we
Yeah,
have to start comparing.
yeah, we have to just update the array where
Yes, sir.
it is in this. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Now we found the maximum from left to right. But now for the second array, like we'll start from the reverse order, because we'll not know where to stop exactly. Because if you'll find see, for example, in this position you have 0, right? And in this you have maximum is 4, but we don't need this 4, because there is no point if you're using this. And because the water will however flow outside, right? It'll never what is it have some
Yes, sir.
quantity, or space. It will just overflow. So we'll just use this right array, and starting from 0. Okay, because this time we are moving from this side,
Right to
right?
left.
Yeah. Now, firstly you'll have this one. Firstly you'll have 0. Then you'll just compare 0 with 4. What will be the maximum? The maximum will be 4.
4.
Similarly, for the next term again, you'll just compare 0 and 4. It will be 4. So for almost every element, it will become 4, because as you all know, 4 is the greatest number in the given array, right? Tell me yes or no, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now what we'll do is we'll just now what we are going to do is we'll just find the minimum among these two. Okay, only then we can eliminate, because we don't need maximum of both. For example, if this is 0 and the left is 4, then you can't take 4, because you'll actually add up extra 4 4 blocks of empty space where the water will be trapped. So the solution will be wrong. So we'll just take the minimum of these two, right? Left and right array. So just a minute. Now we'll just find the minimum among these two. Okay, minimum of first element, where left is 0 and right is 4, is 0. Okay, similarly In this case, it will be 3 for the second element, and for third it will be 3 again, and it goes still for this element until this last second element.
Kajian na interlock button net connection.
We'll just do this. Then we'll
Sir,
come. Yeah,
sir, again we are comparing with the left and right, sir. That is
yeah.
in the box.
No, we are
there
comparing
no.
these two arrays. We are just comparing this and this, and finding minimum element, not the maximum this time.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
Initially,
We are
we'll just
focusing
find.
on the minimum.
Yeah, no, because we actually
Yes, sir.
wanted minimum, right? We don't want maximum because maximum will be top here in the top layer where like we have to find the minimum.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Okay, next again for this we just found minimum for this, what is it, 4 elements. We'll just find the minimum for next 2 elements. Okay, the minimum of 4 will be 4, and the minimum of 4 0 will be 0. Okay, this will be our this will be our minimum array. Now we'll just find the result. Okay, to get the solution, now the logic we use is we'll just subtract this minimum array element with the original array element which was given in the question. Okay, so that we'll actually get the empty spaces. Now we'll subtract.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Subtract minimum element, which is 0. 0 minus 0 will be 0. Okay. Then we'll just add the next element. Okay. Then 3 minus 3 will be again 0. Then for third element, 0 minus 3, like 0 minus 3 will be 3, or you can call it minus 3, but you will just use positive. Okay. Then we'll just compare this 3 and 2, like subtract this 3 and 2, we'll get 1. Okay. Then we'll just subtract this 3 with 0, we'll get 3. Then we'll add subtract 4 with 4, so we'll get 0. Then we'll again subtract with 0 0. Then our final answer will be like the sum of all this. So the final answer will be 6 plus 1, which is 7. Right.
Sir, this one.
Yeah.
Sir, this one. Can we, while subtracting?
Yeah.
While subtracting, so 0 minus 3, 0 minus, it will not be minus 3 or plus 3, sir?
No, I'm not taking like my 0 minus 3.
Okay.
I'm just taking minimum minus this term. Okay. It was just a flow, so I just blended. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. No issue. Thank you, sir.
I'll just take this here. As you can see in this diagram, the water is actually trapped only in these blocks, and you can actually count the blocks also. Here you have 1 block. I'll just take it. Here you have 1 block.
7 blocks.
Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and this will be 7. So finally, our answer is actually correct, right? Now we'll just look at the code, how we will implement this. Okay. Firstly, we'll just create a method. Okay, which will actually send the size of the array, not the array element. Okay, because in the question we'll actually get the array, but in this we'll actually use that array as static element here. Okay, we'll just create. Actually, I guess many will not know what is static. Okay, static in the sense like the value will never change. The array remains same. Okay, until you create a new array or just modify. So to access this static array elements, we'll create a static method named anything. You can keep it as water or trapping or anything. It depends on your what is that. It does not matter. I guess mostly you can keep anything. So firstly, we'll create this method find water, and we'll just pass the length of the array, which is this array, and dot length will actually return the size of the array. Okay, and this will like send this what is the value here, and initially we'll just create a array named left, as we all discussed here. Initially we'll just calculate left, right? We'll just calculate left, maximum of left. So we'll just create a array of size n named left. Similarly, we'll create a array of size n named right. Okay, and we'll just keep a element to just return the output. You can keep it as water or result. It's okay. It's left to you. Okay. Now we'll just assign left of 0, which is the first element of left array, and initialize it with this first element. Okay. Now we'll just use the for loop, which you all know, because like Aman actually previously taught this, right? For loop, how to use the for loop, and he also taught how to use max also. And this is actually a library named math, which is used in Java. And you have a method named max, which will actually return maximum of these two elements, which is left and array. Okay, you can pass any two elements, and it will just return you the maximum of what is it, the both element, which is maximum. So in this loop, what we are going to do is we'll start iterating from first element. We'll just take it like this. Initially, it will start from 0. Like left will be 0. So we'll start from 1 now. The first element will be 3. Okay. Now left of I, which is 1, first element, 1 will be 3. And now what we'll do is we'll just send this 3 and 0. Array of I, array of array of I will be 0, because initially we'll assign 0 with the left of 0. First element of array with left of 0, and left of I minus 1, which is 1 minus 1, which is 0, and we'll get this element. And array of I, which is the first element, I mean, according to the array, it is actually second. The element stored, it is second. So 3, we'll just find the maximum of 0 comma 3 in the first iteration, which is 3, and the loop goes on like this for until we reach the final element. And the left array will actually contain this value, which is 0, 3, 3 and 4, 4. Okay, and the same way we'll just create a right element, right array, but this time we're starting from the last. So we'll use n minus 1. As you all know, n is the maximum size of the array. So we'll just start from n minus 1, because the array indexing starts from 0, right? So we'll just take n minus 1, so that the position of right array will be exactly at the end. And this time what we are going to do is same thing, only changes in the for loop. We'll just use n minus 2, because first element will be default. So we'll start from this, okay, which is n minus 2. N minus 1 will be 0, n minus 2 will be 4. Okay, and we'll just go on decrementing the iterator, so that we'll just traverse the reverse order. Okay, so right of I plus 1. Okay, I plus 1 in the sense n minus 2 plus 1, which is actually n minus 1. Okay, you'll get 0 in this place. Okay, then array of I, which is n minus 2, array of n minus 2, which is 4. Okay, now we'll just find the maximum of 0 comma 4. We will actually get 4, as you can see in this, right? Then the iterator again actually moves to the next element and does the same job, and we'll actually get maximum 4 for all the iteration, because there is no any other element greater than 4. Okay, so the maximum remains 4. And finally, as we all discussed, we are actually finding minimum here. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are
Yes,
audible.
sir. Yes, sir, you are audible.
We'll just do this method minimum, because as I already told, in first left array and right array we'll have only one element max, but we don't need the single element max 4. So what we'll do is we'll just find the minimum of these two, right and left, so that we can subtract that. So here in this method we're actually not method, we're using a loop which is actually iterating from 0 to n, from first to last. Okay, and here I use plus because it is like you can use water plus this, so just a short form, like you can use plus before or equal to, so that it will after every iteration the value of water will be saved to the element. Now for initially I is 0, so we'll just find I left of I, which is left of I is 0, right? It will be 0. So 0 comma right of I, which is 4. Okay, because both position are 0, so we'll go to 0th position and find 4, and we'll just find minimum of this 0 and 4, which is actually 0, right? Then we'll just subtract this with the given array, which is 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 4, and 0. Okay, on subtracting we'll actually get 0. As we all know, this is the result. Yeah, as you can see, this is the result, which is actually a final answer. Like you can in this case we use result, but here it is actually water. Okay, don't get confused just by names. Okay, yeah, first iteration will actually get 0, 0 comma 4, which is like in which we'll find minimum, which is 0, and subtract that with the given array 0, and the result will be 0. Similarly for second iteration, which is I equal to 2, I equal to 1, it will be 3, 3 in left and 4 in right. Okay, we'll just find the minimum of 3 comma 4, which 3 comma 4 will get actually 3, and we'll just subtract this 3 with array element 3, or the same element, so we'll get 0 again. And when I equal to 2, it will become like, left is actually 3 and right is 4. Again we'll just subtract, like find the minimum, which is 3, and then subtract this element with the given element. We in return will get actually 3. As you can see in this given code, everything, like almost 2 operations occur, which is finding the minimum among left and right array, and then after finding the minimum we are actually subtracting that with the original, I mean the given array, and saving that element to this element named water, like I mean variable named water. Okay, and this actually runs till the loop ends, which is the size of the array, and it will return this entire value here, because the main method actually called the method, right? So it will actually return the value water to this method, and the method will be printed, which is it will display the number of elements present. So we'll just run this in CMD. Yeah, the file name is chef.java. Okay. We'll just use Java C chef.java. Okay, there is no error, as you can see. Now we'll just print the output. The maximum water is 6, because we are actually using different array here. We are not using this. Okay, I'll just change the array and just show you just a minute. I'll just use this array. Yeah, Now we are actually using this. Then end this. No, I didn't save. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we actually removed all the errors. Now we'll just print the output. We'll get 7 here. As we actually saw here, the final output is 7. And this is how we actually solve this question. But I have a request for you that you actually try implementing this code using scanner class, which actually Aman taught previously, where you can actually take elements dynamically. You don't need to just keep the element static or just give the element already before, because if you use scanner, it will directly allocate the memory dynamically, and you can actually execute the program many times. So you don't have to bother about changing the value of the array. Okay. Yeah, this is actually my session. Just stop sharing. And first of all, thank you for listening patiently. Okay. If any doubts, you can ask me if you have any doubts. Yeah.
No doubt, sir.
Hello.
Sir, if you have
Hello,
notes
Shrikant. Am
about
I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Someone is
Yeah,
asking
someone
something.
was saying something.
Yeah.
sir, if you have
No,
notes about it.
I said no doubt. That I said.
Okay then. All okay. Fine.
Somebody was asking for some notes or something, I guess.
No, you
Sir,
can actually. No, we're actually not providing any notes here. We're just teaching you. You can actually search this question in lead code or do Google search. You'll actually find this question. You can just log into the account and try solving yourself. It will be more useful, because just learning will not make any difference, right? Trying and implementing will actually improve your skill. Yeah.
Sir, can I have this record, sir?
Yeah,
This
you can
meeting with-
download, I guess. You can download this, I guess.
The meeting recording will be shared with you in the group. Okay, you just need to join our WhatsApp group. That's it.
We'll put it on.
Okay.
We'll upload it on YouTube also. So later on, we will share it everywhere. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Pratar, conclude.
Sir,
Okay.
it was been told that there will be a GitHub link will be shared with us where we should
Yeah,
make
yeah.
a
Yeah,
pull
Hello,
request.
hello,
it will be shared.
hello.
You're audible, Prakhar. Speak.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that can I screen share my is it coming with you?
It's still
Yeah,
black. I guess there is some kind of lag or something. Little bit.
Okay, so it's basically due to the network issues that I'm facing right now. So what I was saying is that I'll share you the GitHub link with you on your WhatsApp groups. Okay, you will get the GitHub link over there, and what you have to do is you have to go to the organization, that open that link and go to the organizations page. From there, you will be able to see this repository called as DSA LS01. Okay, the repository has been made over there, and it has some around three problems. Okay, these three problems are comprising of from different levels. Starting from, this is a repository. If my screen is visible to you guys.
Prakhar, theirs is not
No,
visible.
sir.
I'm sharing my
No.
screen. Okay.
Not visible.
I'm sharing
No,
my
it's not.
screen.
Yeah, you can.
Prakhar, wait. I'll share mine. You all can check from there itself. Prakhar, you talk over here, and I'm sharing mine.
Yeah, sure. I'm audible, right? See, suddenly it's because of power cut I'm facing this issue.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that on that repository link, you will find one README file. Okay, readme.md. It is for those who are even new to the GitHub and they are listening for the first time. What is GitHub and what is all of this? Okay, GitHub is an important skill that helps you to manage your code and your projects everywhere. It helps you to enhance whatever you are learning, and it acts as a record for your all of your codes. So what you have to do is just visit this repository DSA LS01, and you have to just read this read.md file. Okay, readme.md file. You have to just read it. Here I have mentioned all the ways from where you will make your first pull request if you are using GitHub for the first time, how you are using the command lines of Git, and as well as how you are going to make it. Also, I have shared over there a refer article on YouTube and also a YouTube link video. If the video duration is of only 10 minutes and you'll be able to see it thoroughly. Okay. You'll be able to make it your first pull request. You have if you are doing it parallelly with the video itself. So that will be very helpful for the first year and second year students. The faster you learn Git, the faster you grow in programming. That's what happens. Apart from this, if you are solving, I have shared over three questions over there. In one file is there called questions.md. There you will find three problems. What you have to do is you have to solve all those three problems and make your pull request by tomorrow evening 6 p.m. The deadline is by tomorrow evening 6 p.m. You have to make your pull request. Three pull requests will be there for one codes, and three problems are there. The faster you make, the faster you get the winner certificate. Okay, this is what I am. This is what is happening. If you have any doubts, you can text me personally, or you can even share it on the official group, official community group. There is no problem. And this is what all about. I am happy with the today's enthusiastic support from you guys, especially from the first year students. And thank you for joining me. Anything else right now?
Oh, excuse me. Will this GitHub link be shared in the WhatsApp group?